मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतसक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधव देवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter. We heard yesterday that Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that when the Lord desired to create the living entities, Sattvaguna came into existence. Rajoguna came into existence. And in order to maintain the created beings, Sattvaguna came into existence. And then with a desire to annihilate the created world and the beings, Tamoguna has come into existence. So it is when this Sattvaguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna have appeared, that is actually the time when time also came into existence. Before that there was no existence of time. In the Supreme Abode there is no time. But time has also come into existence. But even though he is the creator of the three modes of material nature and he is also the creator of time, still he is not under the control of time or the three modes of material nature. He is the controller but not the one controlled by them. Means time and the modes of material nature cannot have any influence upon the Supreme Lord. He is just a creator. We'll continue from verse number 12. Ya esha rajannapi kala ishita satvam suranikam ivaidhayatyatah tat pratyanikas suran surapriyo rajas tamaskan praminotyu rushravaha. हे राजन, এই কাল সত্ত্বগুণকে বর্ধিত করে বলিয়া তাহা ঈশ্বর হইয়াও সত্ত্বগুণ বিশিষ্ট দেবতাদিকে বর্ধন ও তমোগুণ বিশিষ্ট প্রতিপক্ষ असुरगणके हिंसा करिया थाकेन। एवंविध काल प्रेरक भगवान निश्चयी विपुल कीर्ति. Sukadeva Goswami is telling that this time is favorable to Sattvaguna. Sattvaguna is on the rise now, therefore the Supreme Lord takes the side of the demigods. Now when Sattvaguna is predominant, it is the time, he is telling that it's not Supreme Lord who is causing it to happen, but it is the time that is causing it to happen. Now the time is favorable for the demigod. Sattvaguna is very prominent. Therefore, even though he is impartial, he is enhancing the power of the demigods. And he is fighting against the demons which are against Sattvaguna. The demons are against Sattvaguna because now the time is in favor of Sattvaguna. In order to increase the Sattvaguna, demigods are protected and the demons are killed. Evam vida kala preraka bhagavan nishchayi vipula kirti. In this manner, the Lord, who is thus inspired by time, or you can say the one who is as per the situation, as per the time, he is acting. He is Vipula Kirti. Vipula Kirti means the one who has, who has got innumerable glories. Supreme Lord has innumerable glories. Now it is due to the time that he is taking the side of the demigods. Now when there was in the Kurukshetra also, before the Kurukshetra war also, you see that the Pandavas were troubled several times. But Krishna did not fight against the demons ever, because that was not the time appropriate, not inspired by the time yet. Even though he is independent of time, because the time is taking side of the demons, the Lord is not doing anything for the Pandavas also. How much trouble did they undergo? 14 years they were in forest exile. They were burnt in the house made of lac, and Bhimsen was poisoned. Several troubles were given, and in the assembly, Draupadi was stripped. But still, in none of these situations, even though the Lord could punish the demons, he could have killed all of them, Duryodhana, etc., and the entire thing would have been finished. He is on the side of the Pandavas always, but he did not do anything at that time. But when the time came in the Kurukshetra war, you can see that he took the side of the Pandavas. Why not on the side of the demons? Because now that is the time to establish dharma. It is the time, even though the Lord is not influenced by time, he personally is not influenced by time. He personally is not influenced by the modes of material nature. But Now this is the time when Sattvaguna is predominant. Therefore, the Lord is taking the side of the demigods who are, predominantly in Sattvaguna and killing the demons. Therefore, my dear Parikshit, the Lord is thus verily glorious. He is greatly glorious. Why? Even though he is beyond the influence of time and modes of nature, he is seeing the apt time, appropriate time, and then acting according to the demand or the situation. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Ataiva kal tahar karya bolia कार्यर धर्म कारणेव उपचारित होइया थाके इहा बोलते चन य एष इत्यादि. Even though it is the time which is doing, the time is basically such that now religiosity has to win, dharma has to win over adharma. It is the time. But because the creator of time is Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, indirectly it appears that the Lord is taking side of the demons or demigods. Because time is not different from Supreme Lord, is manifested from Supreme Lord. Therefore, people think that, oh, the Lord is on the side of this. No, it is the time that is influencing. Ataiva Isha, just like we heard 2 days ago, the person who has invented the mobile, he has done the invention for a good purpose. Now when the mobile is destroying everyone, in the sense that their physical health, their eyesight, their mental capacity, everything is getting reduced because of this, now indirectly he is also being cursed. Why did he invent the mobile? Although it is the mobile that is destructing, it's the mobile, not the person. But now, because the one who has created the mobile is the cause of mobile, it is indirectly being applicable to that person also. In a similar manner, Kala has been created, time has been created by Supreme Lord. Now it is the time appropriate for dharma to be established, so it appears that the Lord is taking the side of that. अतएव ईशः परमेश्वरु सत्व प्रधान देव सैन्य के वर्धित कुर्या थाकेन यही अर्थ. And therefore, seeing the time appropriate, even the Supreme Lord takes the side of the demigods and enhances their glory. tat pratyanikan देवतागणेर प्रतिपक्ष असुर सैन्य दिक्के हिंसा करें यही अर्थ. And now when the Lord is taking the side of Sattvaguna, it means that those who are in the Rajoguna, they will be finished. He will not let the Rajoguna to enhance further. So he seems to be taking the side of, he takes the side of the demigods and therefore kills the demons. यही प्रकारे वैषम्यो सत्वादि गुणेरई अन्नेर नहे ताहाते कालेई निमित्त जे रूप कोनो व्यक्ति गृहे निर्माण करिया ताहाते अधिष्ठित हইলেও गृहेर उष्णत्व शैत्यत्व प्रभृति गुण गृहेरई उहा पुरुषेर नहे तद्रूप. So it is to be ascribed only to the three modes of material nature or to the time, not to Supreme Lord. Now why the Lord is taking the side of the demigods now is not to be ascribed to the Supreme Lord. It is due to the time, due to the Sattvaguna being prominent. An example is given, just like a person has purchased a house, and after he enters into the house, he sees that, oh, this house is very hot. Sun is directly coming inside this house. This house is very hot. Or it is very cold. It's always in the shadow There is no sunlight entering, therefore this house is very hot. Now it is the property of the house that it is hot or cold. It's not the property of the person. You understand? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving an example. The house being hot or cold, a person has purchased it. Now the house is either hot or cold. It is not the property of the person, but it is the property of the house that is making the person feel hot and cold. In a similar manner, it is not that the Supreme Lord is the cause, but it is the guna and the time that is making, that person feel hot or cold, or Supreme Lord take the side of the demigods or the demons. Is that clear? The example is clear? So, what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, or in another sense, Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit is that he is independent. The Supreme Lord is not taking the side. It is due to the time. It is due to the modes of material nature. Sattva-guna becoming predominant. He is seemingly on the side of the demigods. As I already gave the example, the Pandavas and the Kauravas were always, giving troubles to the Pandavas, but it was never, the Lord was not, destroying the demons or the Kauravas. He was still, leaving it. And towards the end, when the time appropriate came, then, Sattva-guna or Dharma needs to be established, therefore Adharma was finished. That way. Aru Surapriya Tini Devaganer Priya Athava Devagan Bhakta Boliya Bhagavaner Vaishamyo Bhushanai Kintu Dushan Nehe Yaha Pritak Siddhanta. There is another aspect to this that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur tells very nicely. A word is used here in the verse Surapriya. Sura means demigods, Priya means dear. The one who is dear to the demigods, Supreme Lord. The Lord has been used directly as the one who is dear to the demigods, which means you are telling that the Lord is equal to all. There is no dear to him, there is no one, enemy to him. But Surapriya, demigods are very dear. So what does it mean? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, another aspect to this is, because the demigods are the devotees, they are devoted to Supreme Lord. The demons, whenever they are in danger, they don't take shelter of Supreme Lord. The demigods, on the other hand, whenever they are in danger, they take shelter of Supreme Lord. You understand the difference? The difference is the demigods take shelter of Supreme Lord, means they are devotees of Supreme Lord. Therefore, taking side of those who are surrendered to a person cannot be called as being partial. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Bhushanai kintu dhushanai, that is his ornament. To take the side of the devotees is his special character, is an ornament. It's not to be blamed. It's not his weakness. It's not to be blamed, but it's an ornament. Why ornament? Bhakta Vatsala. Even though he is impartial to everyone, even though he is completely independent, still those who are surrendered to him for their pleasure, he takes their side, even though he doesn't take the side of anyone. Which means that even though for that people may call him, oh, he has taken the side of those persons, even though he is blasphemed or blamed, he would still take the side of the devotees just because they are surrendered to him. So, the other aspect that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that he is, of course, it is by the influence of time and modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, that the Lord took the side of the demigods. But it is also true that another aspect of it is that because demigods are the devotees of Supreme Lord, he takes their side. যেমন শ্রী গীতাতে উক্ত হইয়াছে সমোহম সর্বভূতেষু, অর্থাৎ আমি সর্বপ্রাণীর প্রতি তুল্য। In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord tells to Arjuna, I am equal to all the living entities or equidisposed to all the living entities. Amar keho priya va apriya nahi, there is no one dear to me or no one who is my enemy. তথাপি যে ব্যক্তি আমাকে ভক্তিভাবে ভজনা করে ও আসক্ত হয়, আমিও তাহাতে আসক্ত থাকি। But in spite of that, a person who submits to me, performs my worship, and who is attached to me, I am also attached to him to that degree. This is a very, very distinct character of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, that even though he does not have any attachments, he is Nitya Niranjana. He has no material tinge, material aspect in him. He is not attached to anyone. He is fully self-sufficient. Therefore, he has no object of attachment. But still, he is telling that those who are attached to me, I am also attached to them. Even though I am equal to all. Just like if you see, a mother is equal to all her children. Let's say mother has 2 or 3 children. She is equal to all. She does not show any disparity or dissimilarities between any one of them. But if one of the child is more dependent on the mother, for example, very small boy, others are grown up 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, but the one is fresh, newly born, less than 1 year, automatically mother's affection will be there more towards that. Although she is equal to all the children, she does not show any dissimilarities or disparity between any one of them. But because the little one is more attached to the mother, without mother he cannot or she cannot do anything, mother also is attached to that person. Also, you see that there are some children who are dependent, physically challenged, mentally retarded. You can also see mother, they have 2-3 children, out of which one is little mentally retarded or physically challenged, means more dependent. Then you see also, in that case also, you see that the mother has more attachment to that child. Because who will take care of this fellow? The elder one or the other one is, he can live independently. He is smart. He can do, things nicely. But this fellow is dependent. Therefore, he needs my attention. And that child is also always, the mentally retarded child is also mummy, he is always attached to the mother. And the mother also is taking care of the child with attachment. Even though she doesn't discriminate between the 2 children or 3 children she has got, but yet she has some attachment to the one who is more attached towards her. Do you understand? So the Lord is telling that even though I am equal to all, there is no one dear to me or nor enemy to me, still a person who is more attached to me, I am also attached to him. কখনো যে দেবতাদিগের असुरगण কর্তৃক পরাভব দেখা যায়, উহা পরম হিতৈষী ভগবানই তাহাদের মত্ততা নিবারণের নিমিত্ত করিয়া থাকেন, ইহা বুঝিতে হইবে। Okay, now you are telling that the Lord is taking the side of demigods because they are attached to him. Then we also see sometimes the demigods are losing the battle. The demons are winning over them. How can we understand? If he is on the side of the demigods, why would they lose? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says he is only putting question, he is only giving answer because we don't know how to put question also. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, yes, he is sometimes making the demons flourish over the demigods just to reduce the pride of the demigods. Oh, Krishna is there always on our side, no problem, we can do whatever nonsense we want. No. In order to, break their arrogance, their pride, their false ego, sometimes he makes that, your place is not a very comfortable place to live. You have to come to my abode. I am supporting you, fine. But don't be arrogant. Then you will also be in trouble. Indra did not respect his guru, Brihaspati, because he was overly blinded with false prestige, that no one equal to him. So what happened? Ultimately lost the battle to the Asuras. Then they took shelter of Tvasta Rishi's son Vishwarupa. Isn't it? So the thing is, the demigods are also losing the battle intermittently because the Lord, even though they are devotees, they take the side, the Lord takes the side of the devotees, but still to, to finish or to destroy the pride of the demigods, sometimes he makes the demons flourish over them. যদি বলেন দেখুন ইহাতে তাহার সর্বপ্রিয়ত্ব এবং সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠত্ব কি প্রকারে সম্ভবপর তাহাতে বলিতেছেন উরুশ্রবা অর্থাৎ परम यशस्वी भगवाने वैषम्य स्फूर्ति হয় না. So then how can you say that the Supreme Lord is equal to all? How can you say he loves all the beings equally? He brings the welfare of all the living entities. How can you say this? Then the word Urushrava means the Lord is supremely glorious. The one who is supremely glorious, there cannot be any discrimination. Means you cannot understand the activities of a supremely glorious person. Our Param Gurudev, I'll give you an example because sometimes examples make us understand things little better. Our Param Gurudev had a disciple who was very arrogant, very angry fellow, and other disciples of our Param Gurudev, they feared that this person can go to any extent. He can, kill or murder anyone also. So angry he is. He will yell, seeing such persons, everyone will get frightened. Sometimes he would lift a, plow or anything in his hand and then he would threaten. So everyone they feared. They went to Param Gurudev and told, Gurudev, please send this fellow out of the mud. Because if he is there, we cannot live in peace. All day, all night we are in tension. When he will kill us, when he will murder us, we don't know. Please send him out. Very angry fellow. Then Param Gurudev listened to all of their things and then he called that person, please come. All Vaishnavas are telling that they are very, frightened of you. They fear your anger, they fear your presence. Why are you so angry? Don't, be so angry. Please calm down, cool down. Like this manner he explained. If you get angry, go away. Don't shout at anyone. Like this he told, and then repeatedly these devotees came to Param Gurudev and they told that please send this fellow away from the mutt. He is disturbing our mind. And Param Gurudev repeatedly called him and then he tried to explain him, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. One day, this fellow was so angry with some person that he took a, what do you call, axe. He had an axe in his hand. He went to a tree and then he started chopping the tree because he was so angry he couldn't control the anger. Seeing this, everyone feared, oh, this axe can come anytime on us. They again rushed to Param Gurudev and told, no problem, he did not kill you, he did not attack you. He was so angry, to control the anger, he went and cut the tree. What is the problem? So all these devotees, they thought, our Gurudev is so much partial towards him. Our Gurudev is showing so much favor to him. Even though we are repeatedly going to him with so many complaints, he is not listening to us. He is not impartial. He is showing partiality. He is favoring that fellow. Many persons thought, our Param Gurudev was doing like this. Then ultimately, one day, repeatedly these complaints came. Then Param Gurudev called that devotee and he told. He started crying while telling this to him, that in this material world, there are very few who take shelter of a Sadguru. And out of that, there are still more few who wants to dedicate their life by staying in the house of a Guru to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And I don't have any authority to tell such a person to go back to the house, because it is extremely rare for any person to give up family life and come and stay in the ashram to perform Hari Bhajan. Because outside world is not so congenial for Hari Bhajan. But I am very much forced because other persons are fearing your wrath repeatedly. They are telling me that they are not able to stay in the mutt because of you. So Param Gurudev started to cry while speaking this. And then ultimately that person had left the mutt. Because, Param Gurudev had told him, not directly that you should go, but he was disturbed repeatedly by others saying so. Now the thing is, what I wanted to tell here is that Param Gurudev is Udara Kirti, his glories are highly magnanimous, that at our level we cannot understand what kind of compassion he has in his heart. He was extremely compassionate. He was not partial to anyone. He was impartial, but he was extremely compassionate, seeing that a living entity has come to perform Hari Bhajan after passing through so many births. It is a very, very rare feat to attain. How can I have not brought anyone, therefore I cannot send anyone. They have come out of their own free will to come and stay in the ashram. I just constructed something for them. They made environment congenial. I did not ask them to come. How can I ask them to go? So the thing is that Param Gurudev, not that he didn't inspire, he inspired many to come to ashram, but he is thinking like this, that how can I do it? This is the Udarakit, is very magnanimous glory of Param Gurudev, which was not understood by everyone, and they understood him to be partial. But this is not the partiality. In a similar manner, Urushravaha, the Lord's glories are supreme. They are infinite. There cannot be any partiality in it. Ye bhajante te tarante. The Lord is telling in Bhagavad Gita, those who submit to me, they will be delivered. Very clear. He is telling. One may ask if Krishna is equal to all, if he is, all of us are his children and he is equal to all. Why only the devotees are getting delivered? He is equal to all. You are telling the devotees are delivered. Why we are not getting delivered? The thing is, ye bhajante te tarante. Those who submit to me, the Lord is telling, his instruction is very clear. Now you are not following Krishna's instruction and you are telling that you are his son. How is it possible? You act like his son. You act like his person. Then he will act like what he has to act towards you. So the Lord is not discriminating. Lord is equal to everyone. It is in the court of the Supreme Lord there is no partiality. He is completely impartial. But the thing is, we are not following the instructions. We are telling that, oh, Krishna is telling everyone is my son, everyone is my daughter, all are my children. Now if all are your children, why only few are given money, others are not given money? Why few are getting distress? Why very few are getting happiness and many are getting distress? Why someone is killing another person? Why so much of chaos? Why does he let the living entities suffer? He is not letting any one of us do these things. He is not happy by seeing that we are in suffering. He has given instructions in the Bhagavad Gita very clearly. That is what his equality is. I am equal to everyone means his instructions are there for everyone. He is not telling Arjuna into a small room, I will give only instructions to you. Don't tell anyone. He is not telling like that. He has given instructions to everyone. Now if you don't follow and you are telling, oh, he is partial, that is your foolishness. Do you understand the point? He being a father, good father and being equal to all, he is telling everyone. That is what his impartiality is. And he is also telling that those who submit to me, I am their caretaker, I am protecting them, I am rescuing them. Now I don't submit, but I am telling that, oh, in Gita Lord told that I is the father of everyone, why is he not protecting me? Why is he protecting that fellow only? Because he surrendered, he is protecting. Oh, the Lord is partial. No, he is not partial, he already told in Bhagavad Gita. He is not partial. He already told in Bhagavad Gita that those who submit to me, I will rescue them. My devotee has no fall down. I am always on the side of my devotees, even though I am equal to everyone. So this very clearly the Lord has told. You are not aware of this, that is your problem. The teacher, in the examination you failed. And you say, oh, teacher did not tell this in the class. Isn't it? Sometimes we also used to give this excuse. The teacher did not teach this in the class. You fellow, you did not make a notes of it at that time. You were sleeping in the class. When the teacher is telling this, you were sleeping in the class. You open the notes of your, next person sitting next to you. He has written this, and he passed the exam. You failed. Teacher is not at fault. He gave. He or she taught everything, but you did not make a note of it, or your mind was elsewhere on that day. You cannot blame the teacher. He or she is instructing all the students equally. Everyone is sitting in the same class. Her or his, voice is audible to everyone. In between, asking, "Are you all right? Are you able to hear? Are you following? Did you catch the point?" He is asking everything. He is making sure that everyone is on the same page. But still, if you fail, it is not teacher's fault. It is your fault. In a similar manner, the Lord has given instructions. Sadhus are giving instructions. Scriptures are giving instructions. They are not telling that, oh, I cannot, this is not for you. I am not reveal myself to you. The sadhu is not saying, oh, no, I cannot speak this to you. I will only speak to my disciples in a small room. No, he is going from place to place, country to country, village to village, town to town. He is going and giving the knowledge. It is I who doesn't want to take that knowledge. Therefore, I am at fault. अर्थात परम यशस्वी भगवाने वैषम्य स्फूर्ति होय ना, therefore the Lord cannot be partial. যেমন अहोबकीयम स्तनकालकूटम, अर्थात उद्धव बोललेन, टाइम इज अप, अहो की आश्चर्य भगवानेर दयालुता, दुष्टा पूतना हत्या करिबार निमित्त स्तने लिप्त कालकूट विष যাহাকে প্রদান করিয়াও ধাত্রীর উচিত গতি লাভ করিল, সেই দয়ালু ব্যতীত আর কাহার শরণ গ্রহণ করিব। In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, second chapter, Uddhava is telling the mercy of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, where he says, Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kutam, Putana has come smearing poison around on her nipple in order to kill Krishna. But still, Krishna had given her the position of a wet nurse in the supreme abode. Kamva dayalam sharanam brajema. Who is more merciful than this Krishna that I can take shelter of? Means his daya, his mercy is there on a person who has come to attack him also. He showered his mercy. So where is the disparity? Where is the partiality? If he were partial, he would have killed Putana. No, he gave her the place of a wet nurse. Gat pradatva rupa yashaitahar sarvapriyatva or sarvasridatva prakash karitechan, means this only indicates that he is bringing the welfare of all the living entities. All the living entities are dear to him. This is what is being said. Udara Kirti, his glories are magnanimous. His qualities are infinite. Therefore, such person cannot be partial to anyone. He brings the welfare of all the living entities. Okay, so that is where the purport ends. We'll continue tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय सपरिकर श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्री राधा गोविंद श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ जी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी एवं परीक्षित महाराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।